Hello there. This is a Saturday night special. Just last weekend, I was helping my mom clean out my dad's old car because she was going to sell it. And my dad had stored a whole bunch of papers and things from when he was teaching English from students or just assignments or lesson plans or textbooks. But while looking around in there, my brother found this. This is a story I wrote in 6th grade for, I think it was like an open house, something like that. Pacific Union College Elementary School. All of my class put on this big, I think it was an open house. All the parents came and it was like we decorated the room sort of like a restaurant, and our teacher, Monty Fisher, assigned us, each and every one of you, write something, whether it's a story or some kind of essay that you feel you want to tell people. It's just something that expresses you. Read it in front of everyone that night. It was at night. One guy, I believe it was Brandon Escondon, he did a skit about donuts. Natalie Brock did an essay about friendship and what it means to be a good friend. Those are the two that stick in my mind immediately. I'm sure the rest will come to me eventually, but for right now, this. By the way, this is a shirt that I've had since 6th grade, so I thought it would be appropriate to wear it for this story. Yeah, see that? See that? Yeah. Yep. Albion Field Trip, 1999. Good times. I wrote this story and read it, and then I forgot about it. I left it, or I lost it. Mr. Fisher got rid of all of... This was back in the day, of course, before every child had a laptop and a tablet and whatnot. We didn't have that. We didn't have any of that. My classmates and I wrote everything down on the computers in the 6th grade computer lab, which is to say the desktop computers that were in our classroom. Everything was deleted at the end of the year. The grades were handed out. It was all done. And I just completely forgot about the story I'd written. Back then, I was not all that interested in preserving things for posterity. And so I just, every so often, seriously, this is a big deal for me, because even today, every so often, I would think, oh man, that story that I wrote in 6th grade, everyone loved it. And now it has simply been lost to the mists of time. I can't remember it. I have no record of it. Oh man. And now I have it. This is super exciting. I don't even remember. I remember the basic sort of idea, like it's something about a crime, like it's some sort of crime heist story maybe, but I don't even remember what I said. So I thought, you know what? Why not just read it? So it's story time. Again, I do not remember this story. I remember now that I don't even remember the title. The Robbery of Sim City. I remember that I set this in Sim City because my friend and I had been playing a lot of SimCity, and I liked the game, and I was like, I'm just gonna have the framework of SimCity be this this story. Usually, the stories that I wrote, and again, this is because I've kept records of them, usually I can remember somewhat what the story was or what the structure was. I can remember the inflections of how people talk and like what the characters are supposed to sound like. Not here. I do not remember. So, this is exciting. Ladies and gentlemen, the story that 10-year-old Charles wrote for his 6th grade open house. The Robbery of Sim City. A long time ago, in a galaxy very, 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 very far away. Okay, I remember that. In a galaxy very, very, very far away. Whew. I wrote that down, parentheses. Whew. A computer simulation inspired the construction of a large city, Sim City. Now in this city, there were times where many catastrophes occurred. Here's the story of one of them. The museum boss. I have no idea what characters are supposed to sound like, so I'm just going to improvise. The museum boss, the other line of a telephone exclaimed, as criminal mastermind, and a crazy one at that, was calling up his no name? Okay. As criminal mastermind, and a crazy one at that, was calling up his henchmen to inform them of their next rendezvous. It was the night of January 4. I think that was when we read all these. And their plan was to steal Priceless Preach's stones. What? Priceless Preach's stones. What the heck was I talking about? Priceless Preach's stones. But what he did not know was that the ears of the friendly neighborhood, well, actually just neighborhood crime fighter that lurked in the city, who no one knew, nice going there, who no one knew about was listening too. Yes, to the Ruby exhibit. Yes, to the Ruby exhibit. That thing could cost me grammar. Yes, to the Ruby exhibit. That thing could cost me a fortune. Don't you just love being a worthlessly stupid... Don't you just love being in a worthlessly stupid city with bad cops that don't pay attention? Don't you just love being in a worthlessly stupid city with bad cops that don't even pay any attention whatsoever, so you can just keep getting big loads of money and build great fortunes in your bank? Sorry, I'm having a hard time here with my grammar from back then. Bear with me. But boss, when you say big fortunes, that doesn't relate to us. We're not really... My fortune, you idiot! That's what I'm talking about. Now get going! Click! Click, in quotation, somebody said that. Oh no! Our hero exclaimed. That guy sounds ruthless. I'd better get going. Thinking quickly, the brave city defender flew to what would soon be the scene of the crime, the old city museum. Ah, here we are, he said as he landed on the roof. Once there, with a little device he built, he teleported himself down with a zorch. Zorch? And snuck inside a walking security camera. Yes, it has legs. The whole business started when the president of the company kept on getting complaints about burglarizing lunatic criminals spraying black, white, or any color... Boy, a lot of commas there, huh? Burglarizing lunatic criminals spraying black, white, or any color, putting things in front of, reprogramming, reorganizing, scrambling, shutting down, turning off, or destroying those regular security cameras that were plugged into the wall that humans had to watch all the time but usually didn't last. Oh boy. But usually didn't last through half past a quarter till 11:30, and even if they did happen to stay awake long enough to see a criminal through one camera that the villain hadn't reprogrammed, sprayed, or done any of that too, which by the way very rarely happened, they'd trip, slip, or fall on their faces in an attempt to pull the alarm, which almost never happened, and if they did manage to pull the alarm, which was really quite quiet, the crook had usually gotten away, and that simply moved back and forth or held still. When I discovered what run-on sentences were, I just loved to use them because I thought they were funny. So he made it so that security cameras, got their own legs, an auto brain system, and a self-defense mechanism. But this particular one was heading for the Ruby exhibit. They must almost be there, our hero thought inside the hot, wiry mechanical interior of the walking camera. I'd better act quickly, he thought as he approached the Ruby. There it is, he shouted. Good thing these burglar alarms don't go off when a walking camera is going through. Yeah, good thing, he thought as he passed through the burglar alarm lasers. Just then, the door and most everything else was blown away by the vile rocket blast of villainy. The vile rocket blast of villainy. Yes! The crime gangsters wailed as they rushed towards the first thing they saw. A priceless-looking gem, ... a ruby. Or was it? It's ours! They screamed as the leader of the vile group held it in his hands. It's so beautiful, he wailed. But a lot bigger than I imagined. Oomph! I'm reading the damage part now. And heavier... Oh, okay. It's so beautiful, but a lot bigger than I imagined. Oomph! And heavier. Oh boy, this thing's built like a blimp. But that just means more money. Just then, it started to shake, and then... Pop! It wasn't the Ruby. It was the crime What? Who don't ask me how he disguised himself as the Ruby, and the leader was suddenly staggering under his weight. Okay, so my hero is called the Crime Slasher, and he disguised himself as the gem, and he picked... Okay, I get it. I'm understanding. It makes perfect sense. Beautiful! Heavy blimp. That does it. Let's go. Oh, okay. He feels insulted that he was beautiful. Heavy blimp. That does it. Let's go. He sneered, and with that, a huge battle ensued, when the dumb crook, still trying not to topple over with the heavy burden he now possessed, and oh, how dare... Before he could get his wits about him, our hero grabbed him by the arms and flipped him onto his back. Oh, sorry, did I do that? Our hero sarcastically said. I wonder where I got that idea. Another stupid stealer tried to charge and tackle our hero, but met a quite hard fist. Then Big B, or so he was called, pulled out his handheld bazooka, shouted, "Eat bazooka, Joe!" and fired a specially selected rocket that was graffitied, is that how you spell it? Graffitied all over, so it looked like an angry shark face. Pellet demon. Commas. But unluckily for him, our hero was too fast as? The mad maniac found out as the criminal rear kicker, turned around, grabbed the vile thing, declared, "I already ate, thanks, and my name is not Joe," and hurled it back at the fiend, who jumped out of the way to lend the fiend behind him receive it with a loud boom and a loud ah! As the figure was blown out the door, what was left of the door, that is, and landed with a thud into a bunch of garbage bags, and was then emptied into a robo-garbage disposer with legs that headed off to the dump, but since when he fell in, he messed up the mechanics, who knows where it headed off to. What's with this guy? The bewildered burglars babbled. What, you mean me? Our hero asked as he started to bash more baddies. Next 3 in a row, of criminals, attempted to chase after the burglar basher, but were soon running away from a human boulder, and right there and then became quite a bit flatter. Okay, so now I'm thinking that the hero of my story is the Metal Machine Man, which is a superhero that I created and frequently drew while I was in class. He was a guy who could transform his body into various types of things and would fought all kinds of people and dragons and stuff like that. And so I'm pretty sure that's who I think the hero of our story is, the crime slasher. He's the Metal Machine Man. Meanwhile, a few miles away from the museum, but gaining fast on it, the city's finest were all over the case like jelly on peanut butter on bread. I think I put it in brackets here because it's supposed to sound like a police blotter. This is 94350, calling base, headed down 95. I took that right turn at the fork in the road down at 36. It was 87 miles easier. I'd give it a 90 on a scale of 1 to 89. Over. This is base. How close are you to the museum? Over. I don't really know. How close are we, Eddie? Over. My name is not Eddie. Over. Of course it's not Eddie. Over. I already knew it wasn't Eddie. Over. Over? Excuse me, you mind saying that again? Over. This is base. Would you two just shut up and tell me how close you are? Over. I don't have a clue. This map doesn't make a lick of sense. Over. I don't know whether I was supposed to go blah, 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 or say blankety blank or whatever, but, I didn't actually write down curse words, of course. You've got it backwards. Over. I do? Flip. Well, I'll be I do. Over. You just realized that now? Are we lost? Over. Whew, I was scared there for a second. It started over, the story started over a long time ago. I was like, oh no, did I die? But apparently I did that for every single page. You see, I didn't fill up the entire page with text every time. It was halfway down, except for the first 2 pages for some reason. But then every single page after that starts off with the a long time ago. Every single page after that does. So I guess I was trying to make it like a television show, and now we're going to recap and then get back to the story. Or maybe it was just a mistake. Either way. You just realized that now? Are we lost? Over. Well, not really. We just need to take 95 down to 96, then make a 360 and head up 98, go right down 99, take the shortcut through 180, make a 180, head through 190, then make a left turn down Infinity, and we'll be there in no time. Over. Are you drunk? Over. Ksh. This is Base. Why are you using the communicators? You're both in the same car. Over. Ksh. Don't know that either. Let's ponder these things for a while. Over and out. I don't know what the at symbols are supposed to represent. Again, when I read this, I had a voice for everyone, and I knew what to say and what sound effects were. It was just for me. Nobody else knew what this meant, and now I don't know. Let's ponder these things for a while. Over and out. What's that? Okay, so the police weren't very good. At least they did catch the baddies once in a while. Meanwhile, back at the museum, our hero defeated all the crooks, or so he thought, and settled down to count them. 10, 20, 30, 40... 60, 70, 80, my goodness. 90, 98. Seems to me there should be 2 more, although whoever is behind this already piled up a good bunch of baddies already. Maybe... Suddenly a vile cackle rang out over the museum. Ow, my ears, the super-eared one exclaimed. Does he have to be so loud? Man, this guy must be really happy about something. Wait a minute. I think I know what it is. I'll check my pockets. Nothing! He snuck it off me. Why, that slimy trickster. Quickly, he followed the taunting laugh, which led him to the rooftop. Figures. Quotations. Figures, he thought as he reached up to the top. Finally, he confronted the crime boss. High T. Highly toxic. You'll never take us alive, you fink, he raved. I'll take you in... Quotations, little Charles. Why don't you use them? You'll never take us alive, you fink, he raved. I'll take you anywhere I want, you freak, was the reply. Maybe more rocket exhaust will knock some sense into you, the crazy bazooka blowing moron bellowed as he fired again. But this time, our hero pulled out a large shield made of super titanium metal from the SimCity construction site and hard but bouncy elastic from the rubber factory. You never learn, do you? He said as he blocked the rocket, sending it hurtling back at the shocked criminal with another loud boom, and the wailing crook fell into the same garbage disposer robot that the first bazooka-blown baddie had fell into, and it was now running laps around the park. But this crook had one more trick up his sleeve, as he sent out an SOS after greeting the first person that had fallen in there with a little device he had. Okay, party's over, our oblivious hero said. Now hand back the... But before he could finish the sentence, a helicopter hovered near the building, carrying another crook with a machine gun that quickly started blasting away. Blast, our hero thought, as his shield was slowly getting dented up. Right when I had them. Oh well, it's only a matter of time before... And before he could finish this sentence either, there was a click, click, click. Uh-oh, no more bullets, the bewildered burglar babbled. No more bullets? Our hero asked. Hold on, let me check, the crook said. Kapow! Well, what do you know? One more bullet left. Well, there goes my hat. Nice save there, little Charles. Don't want to get too violent. Amateurs, let me on this copter, the dumb diamond-stealing demon demanded. And away we go, he taunted as the copter took off. Come back here, you I'd really, emphasize with crazy... I was like, yay, different types of fonts. Hooray, this is fun. Come back here, you fiend, the copter-chasing crime kicker demands. Present tense all of a sudden. You know that never works, the stealers said in their stolen from a police station, now decorated like a death machine helicopter. Then suddenly the door to the copter was flung open. Well then, I'll just have to come in here and kick you around, the Sin Smasher said, and with a kick and a punt and a... whatever that was, our hero had almost all the rest of the crooked crooks, sprawled on the floor. Now it was time to finish this. That does it, the deputy of in quotations now. Now I put it all in quotations. Now it was time to finish this. That does it, the deputy of depression declared. It's time to finish this. I agree, our hero agreed, as he pulled out a stun gun. Ha! Take that and see how you feel in the morning, you freaks, our hero triumphantly said. The last 2 baddies fell, but so did the main computer of the copter. Oops, our hero exclaimed. I guess we're going down. And the screaming group fell. falling through the stratosphere, the hemisphere, the atmosphere, and a lot of other spheres, until finally their trip ended in A-bomb V, in a fire station right next to a what? Until finally their trip ended in a bomb V, in a fire station right next to a police station. And now for the grand finale, the firemen heard from inside the dented copter as our hero pulled out a time bomb, set it for 12.4 seconds from that moment, declared it's time to, I guess it's supposed to be in quotations, declared it's time to blow this scene, and quickly dived behind some nice cottony money bags. Money bags? Tick, 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 tick. But unfortunately, the stealers awakened. Oh, my head, what happened, huh? What's that ticking? Hey, what's this round thing? Hey, what's that thing you're holding, boss? Click! The bomb is now going... Oh. Click! The bomb is now going to explode. Have a nice day. Uh-oh! This would be a bad thing. Kaboom! With a C. Interesting choice there. Wah-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! They screamed as they shot out of the bomb V. What the heck is a bomb V? Like greased lightning. Well, you've certainly sealed our fate, haven't you? The flying fiends flinched. Not for me, our hero said. Oh, okay. They're all flying. They're all flying. Everyone, including Metal Machine Man. Everyone's flying. Well, you've certainly sealed our fate, haven't you? The flying fiends flinched. Not for me, our hero said. I can fly. See ya! Wah! And with that, the plunderers, supposed to be, plummeted down and crashed right through the wall, my goodness, the walls, and were instantly charged many fees, including the heist of the ruby, which along with the money came falling after them, and money for the helicopter, so they stole that money. And money for the helicopter, which was now just piles of scrap metal, and money to fix the newly made hole in the roof, and medical bills for everyone in the gang that had been reduced to a quivering, wasted piece of junk. Then they were put in jail for a good long while because they were exactly the criminals the police wanted to put in the slammer for exactly the same length of time. And as for our hero, he flew on, as he always did, to who knows where with the knowledge of a job well done. All in a good day's work, he said. Meanwhile, back at the city prison, the crooked crooks were pondering their recent encounter with this crime-slashing weird waked? I guess I was just looking for alliteration somewhere. Crime-slashing weird waked warrior. What's bothering you, Big B? High T asked. Well, I still can't see how that maniac could have grabbed that rocket and hurled it back at me. It's simple, B-boy, the crime lord replied. He used logic. If he was back far enough, the rocket would lose most of its momentum that it would need for the effects it usually would have. Then it was just a simple matter of turning around, grabbing it, and hurling it back at you with a blast of superhuman strength. Fascinating. I wouldn't have expected him to have that much intelligence. How do you even know all this stuff anyway, sir? The Big B man asked. Simple, Highly Toxic replied. I learned. I mean, it's not like I skipped all of school, you know. I stayed in for the important parts, you know, like stay for mathematics and geometry, then pretended I needed to go to the bathroom, but sneak out, shoot some rodents and stuff with my BB gun, then hide it and come back at recess, stay for English and other stuff, and run away and come back at lunch, steal someone else's lunch, have them chase me, take my BB gun, shove it up his butt. Whoa, hey, boss. I think I've heard more about you than I darn well wanted to. Okay, that's what he's supposed to sound like. I think I've heard more about you than I darn well wanted to, Big B said. Darn? Highly Toxic exclaimed. You need to work on your English. Anyway, I still don't see how any one human being could do that, Big B said. Maybe he's not human. Maybe he's some supernatural being come to take over all man. I'll put a sock in it. Okay, that's an... different character. Maybe he's not human. Maybe he's some supernatural being come to take over all men. I'll put a sock in it. I am nervous, Highly Toxic cried. Oh man, I'm surrounded by idiots all alone with these stupid henchmen. I be out of here. Hey, quotations, introduction to new characters all of a sudden. To keep me... Oh. Oh, I get it. I see what I did. Okay, hold on. I get it. Oh man, I'm surrounded by idiots. All alone here with these stupid henchmen. I be out of here, world famous escape artist, and the work crew's construction equipment to keep me company, standing on this soft, squishy, easily dug through floor in the cell that's just chipping away walls on that side and bendy rubber prison bars on the other. All in all, a miserably weak little cell out of which we could easily break out of and make ours... Wait a minute. Hey, wait a minute. Hey, schemer. Yeah, boss? Remember when I told you over the phone about the cops and stuff of this city? About how they really didn't pay attention and they weren't very good? In fact, sloppy? Yeah? Well, this is what I meant. Dibs on the jackhammer. The end. For now. Oh yeah, you know I was going to make a franchise out of this. Oh, that's fun. I did not remember... Some of it came back to me. A lot of that came, especially there at the end. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, now I remember. I was like, oh, to be continued. Oh, I'm going to make more of that. Never did. But now it's coming back to me. And boy, so again, I am very happy that I found this, or actually that my brother Spencer found this. I am very happy because, man, this is probably now I have a record of the earliest writing that I ever did, or at least the earliest story, like the first story that I ever wrote. Well, no, it's not the first story that I ever wrote down, but the earliest one that I have record of a story that I wrote down. So, this is awesome. Thank you for watching and enjoying 10-year-old Chuckles story time with me. I look forward to sharing more with you next week. I will see you then. Nighty-night.